This is Inside Mside, your favorite podcast for all things Morningside. Hear stories from students, alumni, faculty, and more about what makes the Morningside experience so special.
Hello. Welcome back to Inside Mside. I'm one of your hosts, Alisanne, and today we're getting holly and jolly because I'm here with Dr. P to talk about Christmas at Morningside. And if you could introduce yourself.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Alisanne. So my name is Ryan Pearson, and I'm the Director of Choral Activities here at Morningside University, and I work with the Morningside Choir, Morningside Singers, teach a number of music education courses, and just love this place.
Wonderful. I am so excited for Christmas at Morningside. I've actually never been, so I'm really excited for the first time to go. And I was doing a lot of reading up on what it is, how long it's been a tradition at Morningside, and is this year 30 this year?
Yeah, I believe we are very close to 30 now. And so this is a remarkable production, and we've done a lot over the last few years to make this an experience that's really enjoyable for our audiences. But of course, it's a timeless tradition here at Morningside, but we've added a lot of new wrinkles throughout the years that have made it really eclectic and fun to not only listen to, but to see. And we're very proud of it.
Amazing. And can you paint like a big picture of like, this isn't just another concert. I mean, like, what is the big picture of Christmas at Morningside? When someone asks, what is it? What do you say?
We enjoy putting on this production because we think it highlights so many of the best things about Morningside. In our music department, this features our choral ensembles. It also features the Morningside Wind Ensemble, and then a host of string players that join us as well. And so to feature our fine musicians on campus is something that is very special. We have an eclectic blend of music, anything from classical music to multicultural selections, and then any combination of different sorts of pieces, from pieces without piano accompaniment to piano to accompanied by the wind ensemble. The wind ensemble plays their own selections, the choir sings their own selections, and of course the organ, which we get to feature in Epley,
Very
which
cool.
is one of the fixtures in that location.
Yeah, it's so cool. And I love Christmas time, and I love, the essence. I love Christmas concerts as someone who's a former music kid. Can you kind of tell me from a director's standpoint, like, how do you weave in, the classic carols or the traditional pieces or technically difficult pieces, or even, some of the more like, how do you get those all into one cohesive Christmas feel for this concert?
Yeah, it takes a lot of hours of preparation to come up with the ideas for the types of thematic material, frankly, that we could use, that our text could be based around, especially on the choir side of things. We do have texts that we use, and so to be able to come up with a theme is always an objective for the year. And this year is about peace. And I think when we look at our world right now, we see a world that's in a lot of chaos and really struggling and in need of peace. And so throughout the performance, you will hear the word peace a lot of times in a lot of different settings. And so just trying to come up with a blend of music that offers our students good learning opportunities, but also is really, really enjoyable for the audience.
Yeah. Can you kind of give me, like a sneak peek of one of the pieces that you're really excited about?
Oh gosh, there are so many. But frankly, I really enjoy the selections where we combine the wind ensemble and the choirs and the orchestral selections. We have a couple of selections that stick out, one of which is our closing selection called a Tribute to World Peace, and it is arranged by a gentleman from Florida. And we talked to him, and he made an orchestral arrangement of what was previously an a cappella version. And so we've been in close contact with him, and we're really looking forward to him actually attending the performance, flying up here with he and his wife to see the premiere with the orchestral version.
That is so cool.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, and honestly, just hearing all the unique individuality of the performances is something I think that's going to be really cool too.
That is so cool that he's coming up to watch this become what it will be. And the music takes so much time to learn, and I'd just be interested because I don't know, like the preparation that has to go into this event is, I mean, this is a pretty large, full scale, like an event like this doesn't just happen overnight. When do you start working on it, planning all of this? And like, when does it begin? What's the timeline kind of?
Yeah, we typically begin our planning in the spring and trying to brainstorm ideas, and then honestly from there it develops. And the other thing that is important to note is how much our students put into this performance. It's actually a very challenging time in the semester for them, as it is a lot of our sister institutions, private schools, that hold this performance. In fact, this year during the last week of classes. So for our students, it's a big haul to make it happen, and we're grateful to them giving extra time of their rehearsals. And so, for example, last night we had our first full rehearsal from 6 to 9. We have another one coming up here tomorrow evening on Tuesday, and we'll do it throughout the month here. And of course, the last week we conclude with our performances, but dress rehearsals and all the things that are really important for making it a really special experience for the students and really for the community and the alumni who have been a part of this production in years past.
That's crazy. 6 to 9. I mean, that's just like, it's cool because it's a testament to the work that you put in and the music department and also the students. It's really cool. I'm interested to know, like, what's, like a logistical challenge you face. I know there's the big screen. One of my interns that we both know, Alexis, is working on some of the graphics for that. I mean, what's the biggest logistical challenge?
Yeah, I think the logistical challenge is really all the moving that we have around stage, because we do have a number of students who are involved in both band and choir. And we do allow them in many cases to go from their seats in the band up to sing in the choir and vice versa throughout the performance. And so the moving parts throughout the performance as we shift the stage is probably the largest hurdle to overcome. The students do a wonderful job with the music itself. And I think you will, again, hear a really great program of repertoire. But it takes a little bit of time to figure those things out, and is relatively stressful for a bit. But honestly, our students know how to do this now, and even our new students figure this out very quickly on how to make a really professional-looking performance.
Yeah, and I mean, you've talked about, this is such a formative event or experience for these students at Morningside and Morningside Choir. Like, this is a staple event for them. So, how do students balance all of this? You said it's a tricky time of year. And so, how do they balance the rehearsal schedule and their academic responsibilities? Like, overview, like, how do they do it?
That's a really good question. I think you probably have to ask them. But what I can tell you is that we give them the expectations, of course, at the beginning of the semester and the dates, and they thoroughly look through those dates. And we are also very upfront with the students and say, hey, it's going to be busy in November before Thanksgiving. If you have some last-minute projects or papers that you have to get done, try to get them done before Thanksgiving, because when we roll into that last week of classes, which is performance week, it's obviously very busy. I will say that we have a lot of resilience with our students on campus. And many of the students who are involved in this are involved in other campus activities. We have some swimmers, and we have some bowlers, and et cetera. So for everybody, it's a little different. But for many of them, growing up with so many different things going on in their lives, being in high schools and such, isn't too much of a shock to them when they're here. But it's certainly a significant pull.
Yeah, and especially too, I mean, you set the bar high at the beginning of the year, so I'm sure that does help because there's an expectation. So, I mean, that it's just a testament to your leadership, the music department's leadership, that I think is really cool about the programs at Morningside. You guys set the bar high, and it stays there. For when you're in rehearsal with these students and you're preparing for all of this, like, is there ever a point in rehearsal where you're like, okay, we've got it? Like what is that like when you're doing some of those last minute things that you're trying to fix, either tonally or within the program and the logistics, like what's like a moment that you can kind of look back and reflect on as like, okay, we've got it. This is going to be special.
I think with every piece, there's a moment or moments where you realize that the students are invested in it. We're finally beyond the notes and rhythms on the page, that we are really making a beautiful artistic product, and one that's emotional and where they can connect to the text. And for us, especially as singers in particular, that's the way it goes. I would say that Dr. Brandt would say something similar with the instrumentalists, well, of course, without a text, but that they find that when they're all playing cohesively as one, that's the unique thing about what we do in a choir setting. And I was actually thinking about this last night as we were rehearsing. Was just so grateful to the students, because in what areas do you get to come together in our world, multiple people, to do one thing at a certain time, and really to create beauty. And for us, that's what we try to accomplish. And it's special, yes, when we get there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, when I think about like the rehearsals, one of the things that makes the programs here really special is that you're not just in some like rinky-dink classroom. You're performing in our performance hall in Epley, and that's really special. So, talking about the atmosphere and that venue, what when you're designing the logistics, like the stage and everything, like what does that look like? What is there's collaboration with that, especially between you and Dr. Brandt. What is, just the visual elements of that venue? Tell me more.
Yeah, for sure. Before I answer the question, one of the things that is really special about Epley Auditorium is every time I walk a prospective student through there, when they walk in for the first time, their eyes kind of light up. I watch specifically for that reaction. And the parents as well. Just had one less than an hour ago, a prospective student who was here. And they always are, because it's such a beautiful space, they enjoy that atmosphere. Now, with the stage, yes, we have a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
And we're very fortunate that our numbers have developed over the years. Dr. Brandt has added a number of instrumentalists on the stage this year, which makes it even more challenging to
I'm sure
to move around. But we're grateful for that. That's something that we've been waiting for, and I really hope that everyone comes out to see this wind ensemble play. They sound excellent, of course, as the choirs do. But we have to do a lot of negotiating between just trying to figure out, of course, who is singing on certain pieces, who might be playing on certain pieces for those that have that overlap. We do encourage students to have that overlap because we think it makes a well-rounded musician.
Absolutely.
But it does take some time to get it all worked out, and each year is a little different depending on the music that we perform. And so if we have certain soloists, we have a final location on stage for them. In the past 3 or 4 years, we've had recorded narration come through the speakers. And this year we're going to have a live narrator.
Oh, cool.
And so it will be Pastor Andy Nelson.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he's helped us in the past and is such a gracious heart. And he does a wonderful job with delivering the spoken, not just spiritual texts, but other poetry that really helps expand the performance. So that is to say, we have to find a great location on stage for him, too.
Yes.
So it's always growing, always developing.
And I mean, it's so interesting to like Pastor Andy. I feel like he is like the perfect person for that. And it just was one of those things that shows that, Morningside is a community. There's a lot of connection to other parts of campus that aren't music, but also, just Siouxland at large. I think this is a staple event for people in this area. Can you kind of tell me, like, why does this concert resonate with like just such a broad community? I mean, it's Christmas, but really deeply, what does this performance serve? It serves as a bridge between the university and the region. Can you tell me more about, the community aspect of all of this?
Yeah, I believe that one of the most important things about this performance is that it is something that the community sees as desirable to attend. And a lot of that is in the music that you choose. We try to have a balance of a lot of different genres, and I think that's important. That's not to say that you couldn't do a strictly very, very sacred sort of production, which we do have sacred elements in it. But I do believe that Christmas means a little something different to everybody. And for us, we try to balance things and music that is tasteful and provides some bit of excitement, but also provides moments for reflection.
Absolutely. And I mean, I want to give you the chance to, are there any community partners or group that play a role in supporting this concert that you just like to shout out?
Yeah, well, there's a number of people that are a part of this. However, we don't really accept any donors or donations for this. A lot of it's funded through the university. Honestly, we're just very, very grateful to Morningside, their continued financial support of these endeavors. We use production companies here and around Siouxland. The company who brings in our screen and does the lighting and those sorts of effects is B&Y Productions. They do a remarkable job. In fact, they do national events. They do anything from gigs out in Washington, D.C., political rallies. And so they are all over the place, and we're just lucky to have them down the street. Not to mention, we're very fortunate to have the assistance of Jeremy Bartelt, who comes in and does our audio recording. And then Ebsen House Productions, Paul Ebsen, who's a Sioux City native, but he's in Vermilion now. He comes in and does the video productions for this. Cool. And so all of those companies do a really nice job of combining to create a really good product at the end. And it's very exciting for us this year because Christmas at Morningside will be broadcast on South Dakota Public Broadcasting on December 18th. And there will be 2 performances, 2 slots on that date when the productions will air, and we'll get you more information as it becomes available.
Wonderful. That's cool. That's really cool. That is awesome. And I mean, talking about the way that this has touched the community and the ways that it touches students in this program, after about 30 years, I'm sure there's a lot of memories and moments that are just a large collection of just, everyone has a story. That's the thing that we're focusing on at Morningside this year under, Chad Benson. And can you tell me, is there one performance from a past year that has really stuck with you for a particular reason that's just extra special?
Yeah, we have so many special performances, but for certain, our centennial celebration was one that sticks with me because of its impact on the alumni who participated. We were so blessed to have so many wonderful, wonderful alumni back on campus, people who have been influential in this community for many, many years, and then many who have, who maybe over time became slightly disconnected and now have, resumed that relationship with Morningside. And to see those people come back last spring as part of our Centennial Morningside Choir event was very special. We look forward to doing future activities like that and performances with our alumni as well. We found that was just something that there was something special. And frankly, the stories that you heard from these people, past directors and past alums, really helped illuminate my idea of what this program is and has been for the last 100 years. And also to learn a little bit more about what Christmas in Morningside has become over the years, because many of the people, even back in the 90s, who were a part of this production at its onset have very special stories.
I'm sure. And I mean, even talking about, the centennial celebration, that and as well as this have just been, I'm sure for you, a massive but really beautiful undertaking. And I just want to hear more from your personal perspective about Christmas at Morningside. What's been the most rewarding part for you, just as a director, as a conductor? What is your favorite part about it?
Yeah, the most important thing to me is that we create a production that connects with an audience, that they can be appreciative for it, and of course, something that connects very deeply with our students, and creating a production that is well woven from top to bottom, and just builds an energy behind what we do here at Morningside. And we're just one piece of the puzzle here at Morningside, but we really try to do our part with creating excitement around the university, with alums, and of course within the Siouxland community, and frankly, far beyond the Siouxland community. We feel that our role is very important, and we want to make sure that we help where we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we have talked about, where is this developed from in these last few decades, but, when you're looking to the future, what do you see in 5 to 10 years? I mean, I feel like it just sounds like, from what you've told me, from what I've read, Christmas at Morningside has only grown. So in 5 to 10 years, what's your vision?
Yeah. Well, that's a really good question. We have done so much expansion over the years, in just recent years, that we feel very good with the product that we have. But we're always looking for ways to tweak it, always looking for ways to have a good balance of music, and really just continue to, frankly, raise the number of music students who are on the stage. Always. That is always a priority of us here at Morningside, not just within music, but across campus, because every student really matters to our success here on campus. So I think expanding the number of students that we have on the stage is certainly a goal of mine. We are so proud of the product, and we look forward to continuing our tradition, positive tradition, and for many years to come, with new students who choose to attend here.
That is awesome. And, this conversation has been very insightful for me, for someone that's really excited to go to the concert this year. Before we wrap up, I have some rapid fire questions, just whatever comes to your mind first, okay?
Yeah.
So, favorite Christmas carol to conduct?
Oh my gosh. I would say Hark the Herald Angels Sing. Now, we are doing it this year, and Josh Nanistad will be conducting it, our associate director, but it is one of my favorites. I think that's one.
Amazing. What is your go-to holiday treat?
Oh, anything chocolate.
Yep.
It all depends, though. Usually after Christmas at Morningside, after a very busy season, I try to eat a little less.
Absolutely. And then, so you've talked about this concert is so, it's so many senses. It's the vision. It's the listening. If this concert had a scent, what would it be?
I think it'd be very fresh. Maybe evergreen.
Oh, right? I like that.
Maybe something, and the Christmassy
yes.
sort of spirit. And I think that's what you'll get when you come to the performance is a lot of that festiveness.
We should this is my idea that I'd pitch to you is, how at Disney they will pump warm smells into the park so that it gives a full, we'll start doing that with
That's
evergreens.
Right. That's all right. Yeah.
But Dr. P, this has been an absolute pleasure of mine.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see Christmas at Morningside, and you've given us such a wonderful look at what it takes to put all of this on and what it means to our students. I hope that everyone who is listening also, wants to experience this event. We'll be sharing, we already have shared, I think, some information about performance dates, how to get tickets. I know it's definitely gone out to internally, but yeah, we just want, it's something everyone should experience. So thank you so much again. And we are wishing everyone a great start to the holiday season, and we hope to see you at Christmas at Morningside.